All right, this is our small group lesson. And basically, I want to kind of finish off what we didn't do yesterday. And I just want to roll into some practice with ratios so that we can kind of bridge that gap between equivalent fractions and equivalent ratios, okay? So, if you have not done these ones already, we solved these ones up here, so you can use these as an example. But I'm going to put on the clock, and I'm going to give you some time to go ahead and solve 2/11 plus 5/6, and then try solving 6/7 minus 1/2. Oh, that's, all of a sudden it just left. I don't even see my picture. Can you hear me?
I can hear you okay, it's just your avatar.
I'm gonna refresh because obviously something went wrong. It was wrong from the get-go.
Alright, that's better. We can see you now.
That's funny because I can't see me now.
Did it unfreeze, Betsy and Anthony?
Oh, now I can see people. All right. How about everybody else? I know Ms. Hoffman's doing okay, but can everybody else see my screen? Oh, I'm muted completely. So I was talking like a whole bunch until I realized I was muted. Can everybody else see my screen okay? I know Ms. Hoffman can, but can everybody else?
Yeah, we can see it.
Awesome. Okay, so let me bring you back. We're going over this. This is fraction review.
Hold on.
Yes.
I don't really get this.
What's that?
I don't really get this math. This is a little hard.
I know, Betsy. The problem is, though, is that this is 5th grade math that we're doing right now. This isn't even 6th grade. Yeah. I do apologize, Betsy. It's not your fault. We're gonna meet you where you're at, and we're gonna get you growing in this class, okay? I have to finish. I still haven't, I know you've taken the assessments, but I still have half the class who has not taken the STAR assessments. I don't even have data for half of my students right now, so I don't even know how to sort people yet. And we haven't even been given our intervention material, so just hang tight with me, Betsy. As I've said many times before, the school system is set up right now so they just push you forward regardless of what you have mastered. And so what happens is we get students who get here to 6th grade, and then all the holes in our education system start to show through. We start to see that people are not mastering material, yet they're still getting moved on.
Yeah, I'm confused too.
Jaden, what are you confused with?
I'm confused on everything. The screen was frozen, that's why.
Yeah, but Betsy, you're also confused with fractions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's kind of the thing that we have to realize is that if you struggled with math last year, this is not going to be easier. It's not like, oh, well, you struggled with math last year, so this year, math's going to be super easy. Unfortunately, what you learned last year is what you absolutely needed to learn to understand this material. So if you were still struggling with addition and subtraction last year, and multiplication and division, it's probably going to be pretty hard to understand what a fraction is.
Yeah, I understand. I know multiplication.
Right.
Too hard.
Don't worry, we're going to work with you though, Betsy. We're going to get you there, okay? It's just today's not that day.
Are we using the little cubes that we always use? Mr. Capolo?
Yes.
Are we going to, today, are me and Paper going to our street?
Yes, you are, guys. And I don't know what happened to Felipe, but I know that Felipe's have been having some real internet issues.
One thing that I forgot about was adding fractions.
It is. What's that? What's that, David? Sorry, could you repeat?
I remember everything about fractions, but I forgot to add the denominators. I don't know how to do it.
You don't add the denominators. That's what you don't want to do. The denominator, when you're adding and subtracting, the denominator stays the same. And I want to tell you why it remains the same. It's because
Okay, now everything's coming up to me. I know what we're doing.
okay, if you have two-thirds, I know, and I love using these with students because they get to touch them and everything and stack them up, and we can't do that, so I'm trying to do the next best thing here. And the reason I'm not using a program to teach out of is because I don't think that it will run very well, and I need something that's not a computer screen. Because
Mr. Capola, everything is coming up to me now because we haven't done this for a while. And the denominator from the bottom number has to stay the same.
no, Jade, yes, exactly, Betsy. Great job remembering.
It's already coming up.
Good, good, and this is what this is for. That's why it's called review. The prefix re means again, and to view means to look at, right? And so we are literally looking again. That is what review means. And Jaden, absolutely not. You do not have, sorry, Jaden, you do not have to write this down, and you do not even have to be here, Jaden. You understand fractions as far as adding and subtracting and getting an equivalent denominator or a common denominator. Okay, bye, Jaden. All right, so guys, I just want to kind of reiterate the point here, and I'll be using my
Is
tape.
this our last meeting?
No, we have our win-win time at 11:45. Our meeting times don't change, guys, except for Mondays. Every single day is exactly the same, except Mondays. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they're all the same.
Except Monday?
Only Monday is different. If you have RSP on Tuesday, you have RSP Wednesday, you have RSP Thursday, you have RSP Friday. Those of you who have speech, the people who have speech, it's just Tuesdays. And again, for Ricardo and Felipe, I have your schedules made for you, so please look at your schedules, because I do take about 5 minutes of my morning, or more, sometimes 10, to create a schedule for you, Ricardo, and a schedule for Felipe. So I'd appreciate if you use them, okay? All right, guys, so if we have 1/3, and you can't see the numbers on it very well, so I'm going to write them in. If you have 1/3, okay, and then you go and you add another 1/3 to that,
Then add that together?
you add another 1/3 to that, that is just going to equal 2/3. Okay, that's how much we have here. That's 2/3. The denominator doesn't change because these pieces are thirds. This
They never change.
is cut into 3 pieces. I can take one piece, pull it out, it's still 1/3, and I have 2/3 over here, okay? When I put this piece in, now we're adding 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3, which is equal to 3/3, because each of these pieces is known as a third.
Mr. Capola,
Yes, Betsy.
I'm getting it now.
Good. That's why I'm teaching it, because I recognize that different people need different things, and so that's what we do as teachers. We provide students with what they need, and I'm so glad that this review is helping you to reach back on that pool of knowledge that you developed in 5th grade. Awesome. So, this does not change. The denominator when we're adding and subtracting does not change. Same if I said, okay, well I have 3/3, okay? 3/3. 3/3 is equal to 3
Divided by 3?
Yeah, Betsy, you remembering.
Yeah.
What's 3 divided by 3 equal to? What's any number divided by itself equal to? One. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever see. 2 can be as bad as 1. It's the loneliest number since the number 1. Okay, so if you look at this, why does this equal 1? Why does 3/3 or 3/3 equal 3 divided by 3, which equals 1? Because if you look at this and think of it as a pizza, a really, really burnt pizza, like extremely burnt, this is equal to 1 pizza. So, but the pizza's cut into thirds. That's the only difference. Is that if I take a piece of this pizza and I eat it and it's gone,
It'll be a half pizza.
not quite. It'll actually be how many thirds?
2/3.
2/3 left of the pizza. Okay? If I go and I take another third away because I'm super hungry,
It'll be 1/3.
it'll be 1/3 remaining. Okay? That's why the denominators do not change when we add and subtract. Okay?
I'm gonna tell my mom to order me one of those.
What? Pizzas?
Those? Yeah. So that I can use them at math at
Oh.
home.
Yeah, you know, that's not even something our district thought of. Like, hey, why don't we send home the oodles of manipulatives that never get used at schools and just get thrown away? Why don't we send those out to students? Nah. So, we have this little demonstration here about why the denominator, okay, if it is a common denominator, does not change. Now, this is going to get a bit more confusing, so bear with me.
Okay.
The deal is that this only works if each of these pieces are the same. So the denominators already have to be the same. But what if they're not the same?
Ooh, I think are you gonna add another pizza?
We're going to throw another pizza on there, Betsy. This one's going to be slightly less burnt. I don't know, though. I always get a bunch of flack in my family for whenever I do the reheating of pizzas